Hey YouTube, Gotham Comics back here. Got a new location for my videos. I think this is the one I'm going to stick with moving forward, definitely for the foreseeable future. Not doing a haul today, actually showing you a bunch of books that you've seen in the past, but I don't know. I kind of want to enjoy my collection in this way to kind of showcase them. I'm also re-bagging and boarding all my books. I'm switching to these. My Lights 2 protective sleeves, the 2mm, using full backs from E. Gerber as well. I'm not going to do a video on how I actually package these things because there are quite a few out there, but I figured I'd tell you what I was using as a product. In case you do want to actually watch a video of comic book storage tips, I recommend you watch anything really by Mercenot, Hero Hunter 81, Cougar Comics. Those guys are really pros, and I melded them or their recommendations to basically fit my needs. Oops. So I've probably Mylar'd about 100 books, and I'm actually, I probably have a little less than 1,000 books in my collection, and I really want to know, this doesn't get spoken about much, but I'm really curious as to how you guys organize your collection. Do you do it by title? Do you do it by age? Do you do it by cent price? Right now I have my books organized or sorted by cent price. So what you're going to see is just 12-cent comics. I'm not going to show you every 12-cent comic I have. It's just kind of select books from titles that start with the letter A and go through F. So the good news is you're going to see a lot of great books. The somewhat bad news is you've seen all these before. Anyway, that's just kind of where I am right now with my collecting. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 2, quite obviously. Y'all know what this is. I don't think I have to explain it. I will anyway, what the hell. First Vulture and Terrible Tinkerer. I might actually trade this book away, maybe to get an even better Spider-Man key, but who knows. Amazing Spider-Man number 4, First Sandman. I picked this up in an Instagram buy, actually, right after Thanksgiving. That 2 is in really bad shape, but this 4 is pretty nice. This is probably one of the nicer Spider-Mans of the first 10 that I have. And this book really changed my collecting in the sense that this is the first book I spent big bucks on at a Comic-Con. I think this was the first time I spent more than $100 on a book at a Comic-Con, or in general, really. I was so excited to get it. Amazing Spider-Man number 6, First Lizard. Really crazy though how I've only been collecting like 5 years, and just the prices on these books has gone up a lot, which I think is what's prompted me to do a video like this. I just kind of want to sit back and take a look at some nice books and some cool covers. This, to me, another really underrated book. Amazing Spider-Man number 8, First Terrible Tinkerer, and this is also the story where Peter Parker loses or breaks his glasses and he never puts them on again, to my knowledge. This is also just a great yellow cover, and yellow covers are far too underutilized, in my opinion, in comics. Amazing Spider-Man number 9, First Electro. This one is interesting. I actually think that this book is overpriced. It's a cool book, and he's a cool character, Electro. But I think if you're patient, and it might take you a while, it took me years to track this book down in a grade and at a price that I was comfortable with. This is probably a VG+. But if you're patient, you don't have to pay market value for it. I think that's the case with a lot of books, especially kind of like I've been saying, especially with the market the way it is now. If you can be patient and get books at a more favorable price, just do it. I think patience is one of the best traits you can have to be good at this hobby. And just because it is a hobby, like I do think you can be good at it. You know, this hobby isn't made for people who rush or people who just drop a lot of money. I think it's really requires like a thoughtful approach, and I think you got to be kind of comfortable with what you like and what you need and don't need. I could go on about that, but my buddy Anthony Reaper Tate went into that in either his most recent or his second most recent video. Great guy. I highly recommend you subscribe to him. Another great yellow cover. Another one that took me a long time to track down at a price I was comfortable with, and at a grade I really was happy with. This is Amazing Spider-Man 25, the first Spider Slayers, and I think this is the first time Mary Jane Watson appears in a comic book, though her face is obscured. That's cool. Ooh, sorry guys, just a little bit parched. I had lobster for dinner tonight, and I don't know. I've just been thirsty since I finished the lobster. This is a must-have for any collector. The first John Romita and artwork in the Amazing Spider-Man title, and this is when you find out the Green Goblin's true identity. It's a great book. And the apparent death of the Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man number 40. Another just classy issue. I mean, when I first started collecting, it was just Amazing Spider-Man. I wanted to get every Amazing Spider-Man from 1 to 700, and I picked up every book that I could. I would go to my store's $2 bins and just once a week just go and buy, you know, one book, two book, yep, maybe, you know, even 5 to 10 books, whatever. And then I realized that I wanted to start focusing more on Silver Age because, you know, that's where all the big books are. And I've been able to lock down a pretty good Spider-Man collection. I have 15 of the first 20 Amazing Spider-Mans, so that's pretty cool. And this is another one I picked up somewhat recently. Number 56, First Captain Stacy, and a really cool Dr. Octopus cover. So many Spider-Mans though, huh? I think we're winding down with those. Like I said, just 12 cents. Really high grade. Amazing Spider-Man 59. First appearance of Mary Jane Watson on the cover. Oh, this one. These next two, actually, for Amazing Spider-Man. I love the colors on this. And that date stamp right here. You just can't beat it. This is just a beautiful cover. I love it. I love this copy. The only thing that would make it better if it was in slightly nicer shape. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is like a fine minus. Maybe fine if I'm lucky. Just really great with the colors, the greens on the Kingpin, and him just twisting Spider-Man around. I think that's really cool. The next few weeks I have to, it's hard, but I really have to slow down how much I buy. I have my brother's wedding coming up, and then before you know it, the holidays will be here, and I'm just trying to be a little bit more budget conscious. Not that I was irresponsible, but at the age that I'm at, there are just more important things to buy than comics, which is something that's tough to realize, but you know, I don't know, it's tough. Definitely not a hobby I'd consider stopping or saying no to, but happiness is with moderation. Amazing Spider-Man 67. Always really loved this cover. It's a Mysterio appearance. I bought this at my very first Comic-Con. I think I paid $15 for it, which is a steal. I think the page quality is a little questionable, but structurally the book is almost perfect. So, and that's it for the Spider-Mans. Aquaman number 5, just a great cover. Always loved this cover. And I believe it's the first appearance of Murder too. So yeah, let me know, guys, how you organize your comics. I'm really curious. I don't think people talk about it enough. That's just something that, I don't know, kind of slips through the cracks. Aquaman 35. This is a lower mid-grade copy of the first Black Manta. And then this next one, if this was the first appearance of Black Manta, I'd be a happy man, because this is just a great cover. Aquaman 42. Great art here. Nick Cardy. Just really beautiful. Those sea colors just pop. Avengers 11. Underrated book. This is when Spider-Man first pops up in an Avengers title. I love the cover. The one thing I don't like is the web in the background. I just think it's not very... It doesn't really remind me of Spider-Man. But I like how he's... I like the configuration of all the characters. And then this wonderful book here. I picked it up a few weeks back at Boston Comic Con. I've really been hunting for a copy in nice shape with minimal cover wear. I mean, there's a few spine ticks and there's a little chip here, but I mean, this is a fine copy. The new Avengers team. Batman 155. This is the first Silver Age Penguin. Really underrated book, I think. Really kind of cool. The only thing I guess I question a little bit is this is a really cartoony looking penguin. He looks more like just doesn't look like a serious penguin. Ooh, big one. I'll never forget when I got this book, Daredevil #1. I was in New York with my girlfriend, and we went to the Joe Koch Comic Warehouse. And he had told me the day before, because you got to make an appointment, that just let it sit there. He told me that you had to make an appointment, and that he had just gotten a collection of Daredevil issues 1 through 131, and when I arrived, I'd never thought I'd be leaving with this, but he offered a deal that was, I mean, too difficult not to take. Detective Comics 311 for Silver Age Catman. Tough to find. Not tough to find, just tough to find at a reasonable price. This is the first appearance of Zook, too. Here's a great Barry Windsor Smith cover. Doctor Strange 179, guest starring Spider-Man. I predict this book is going to go up. Rumor has it that Spider-Man is due to appear with an Avenger, like it's going to be a team up like Thor's doing with the Hulk, and apparently it's going to be a big name Avenger, so who knows if it's Doctor Strange. Fantastic Four #4 for Silver Age Submariner. Really winding down now. Love this book. Kind of a hokey story, but I love this book. Just such a great cover. This is like classic Marvel Silver Age to me. Just beautiful. Happy birthday, Jack Kirby, by the way. I don't show this book nearly enough. This is the first Dragon Man. Pretty cool. It's in nice shape. I pretty much just went with covers I really liked, though I went with some key issues. So like I said, this isn't every key issue I have from A to F in 12 cent, but Fantastic 445, kind of want to upgrade this one. Staple here is like, I don't think it's rusty. I genuinely, truly don't. Well, it's going to be hard for you to tell. I think it's just dirty, to be honest. because there's no signs of rust on the inside and there's no water damage. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just being difficult. Last book. So happy to have this. I actually got this in a deal with a YouTuber that I wish would make a comeback, but he probably won't. This is Fantastic 448 vs. Galactus and Silver Surfer. I picked this up in an Instagram deal with SpideyFan78CT. Really great guy. So I've done about 100 books, including my my entire haul from my, like, all the books from my last haul. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of do this to enjoy my collection and keep busy, I guess. Show off some Mylar, show off some books, and I am curious how you guys organize your comics. I don't want to use dividers. I know that. I definitely don't want to use dividers for my books. I'd rather just like have Amazing Spider-Man and then run into Aquaman and then run into Avengers, but I'm not sure if I want to mix Silver Age with Bronze Age with Modern Age. So I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. I hope you're all doing well. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Eager to hear them. See you later, everybody.